Hi, Fred.
Hi, Janine.
I'm so happy to have you on Kitchen Summits.
Thank you so much.
And the way it came up, the way your name came up, I'll tell you. I think I did tell you, but that's not the point. So to start with, how should I address you?
I think by my name's Fred Rwaka. I think that's enough.
Okay.
It's good for me.
Okay. And if I were to meet you, say two friends introduced us, what would be your short bio? Short bio, not even a long introduction.
So Fred Rwaka, 30 years old, born and raised in Kigali.
Whoa, Kigalian.
Yes, an event planner, community organizer, cultural organizer, and I will say a boy of the city.
A boy of the city.
You get all the contacts, who knows where to be, where to be, and all that. So at some point, I think I understood and got Kigali, in my head. Yeah.
For me, you are just the
friends
cool
call
cat.
me, sometimes la mairesse de Kigali.
La mairesse de Kigali.
Yeah. So I have friends who call me that. So yeah.
Because you know all the cool spots.
And not only the cool spots.
Or you make it
but-
happen. Or you do both.
Yeah, I mean, knowing the cool spots, but everything, everything, like knowing how everything works in Kigali. It can be as simple as even mobile money, as simple as how do I get a cab, as simple as, I have this issue, who do I talk to? And
The local fixer.
yeah.
Local fixer. Yeah, it's not as simple, because I moved here. When I moved, I didn't have the codes. And the codes could be, as you said, the Momo, the mobile money. But it could be, where do I get flowers on Sunday at 6 p.m.?
Exactly.
If I'm hungry at 2 a.m., who do I call? Where do I go? I mean, we definitely need a city guide, but that kind of city guide.
Yeah.
Or, I dreamed of it, like a special concierge.
Yeah. True.
Or, Fred, just call Fred.
Plus, I need to probably take things seriously.
But you should charge for it.
Exactly.
Literally.
Literally. Make it a whole business.
It should be.
Would work,
It should be.
Work, yeah.
There is no concierge of the caliber some city have. And with all the people who come to us, at some point you need just a reliable person to call. I do have another friend, but moved away from Kigali, so I don't have my cab anymore. Please, but people should charge for it.
Exactly.
Okay, great. And as you know, I suggest, for the purposes of these conversations, that my guests bring a number of objects or pictures that mean something to them, that not only could allow us to keep the conversation going in a way that is not surface level, but also it's you opening up a door to your life, and which door you want to open up on. And so, as we start, which picture or which objects did you choose? Because I have the pictures on my iPad. Yeah. You do have extra objects, and the sequence of it is really up to you.
Yes, but I wouldn't mind giving you the lead on the sequence. So please pick whatever you feel like we could start with. I think that's better for me. Maybe I could be telling you what's next.
Okay.
For the first one, pick what you think inspires you or you're curious to know about.
I'm certainly drawn to the object, because you just showed me a few minutes before we started shooting.
So I think I'll start with that too. But
okay, good. Good.
It's good we're starting.
Should I?
Yes,
should I?
please.
Okay. So we have 2 rosaries.
Yes.
I just don't even remember the last time I touched a rosary. I have different beads, prayer beads. We call them mala. They're wood in wood. Over to you, Fred.
So, first of all, I was born in a Catholic family, not very, I would say, pas très pratiquant, but, Catholics by,
It's cool.
I think everyone had to have a religion. So I was born in a Catholic family.
Both parents.
Both parents, but very liberal and all that. And even though my parents were not like very, going to church every Sunday and whatever, trust me, they would just go to church, weddings, funerals and whatever.
And Christmas church.
Yeah.
Christmas
too sometimes, or just Sabbath, but they made sure at least, we had all, let's say, baptism on time, made sure, it was those kind of parents that will wake you up on Sunday to go to church, but they're not going with you. So they were really trying, even though they're not practicing, they're trying to make us,
the ritual.
focus, the ritual, yes. So currently I am not Catholic anymore. I am not Christian. I am spiritual. That's what I like to say, because I believe in a creator, a protector. But I am not just religious anymore, and I don't believe
As in belonging to a church.
belonging to a church or a religion, because again, with time and you grow up and all that, there are things that just don't make sense, And yeah, just to step away from Christianity and religion, but still these two mean a lot to me, because this belonged to my mother, who left us 7 years ago
Okay.
due to breast cancer, and this belonged to me. And I bought it 10 years ago when, I was just starting to work, fresh out of high school. One of my first jobs were data collection. And I was sent to collect some data in Kibeho, which is known as a holy place and all of that.
Holy place, and particularly the Virgin Mary is said to have appeared there. And I have friends, I'm interrupting you, I'm sorry. I have a friend who is actually not even Catholic, and she went there twice, and twice she witnessed the skies changing.
Yeah.
So
Well,
for a skeptical person, she has quite a story,
Yeah.
but that's not the point.
So
This one, you got it from Kibeho?
So both of them.
Oh.
So I was working there. So even though I knew, my mother doesn't go to church like that, whatever, but she was this woman who's like, pray to God, pray to Mary, and all of that. So I knew she always had one, So I knew it was something cute that I would buy for her and for myself, because back then I was still, practicing. And, I took it to the priest, because some of the time you buy objects there and then the priests
Would bless them?
bless them. So it was very special. When I got it for my mom, she really, really was happy about it. And it's like she had one and I had one. And then at some point, when she got her cancer and all that, she traveled to the US. But she traveled with this. I think part of her jewelry and all that, she loved, jewelry and all that, and she had a lot. So I think maybe she intentionally took it, or it was just in her jewelry box and all that. I think she intentionally took
You think she took it intentionally?
And I always kept this bizarrement. It never got destroyed or lost and all that. And when my mom died, she died in the US, but then we brought back
The body.
her body and all of that. And at some point, we got back her belongings and all that, and it came back.
Okay.
So when it came back, even though I'm not practicing and everything, this is very special to me, because whether I used to pray or not, or my mother used to do, but I knew it was very important for her. And I really keep it everywhere. Everywhere I've lived after that, everywhere I travel, it's always with me for some reason. Not because it's the Virgin Mary, but because I find in some sort of connection
To her?
to her. And since I no longer, believe in Jesus and everything Christianity says and all that, I always really deeply believe that I'm highly protected by my parents, because both of them are not here about. And I remember, like, most of the things that happen to me, I'm always like, nah, my mother,
Is watching over me.
Like, what are you talking about? This can't happen. And it's really like, I just don't say it to say it. I feel it. I know she like protects me, look over me and all that. And this is one of the things, I don't pray to whatever, but it's always both of them together hanging somewhere in my room, and just being there. If I travel, I take them in my bag and all that. So it's important like that too. Yeah.
There's something about faith and spirituality. You are not the first person I meet or know who doesn't claim a belonging to a particular church, but is somehow rooted in a belief that there's something bigger, that the people who left us are still around us. And I have a sense that it's a human need to bring forth what we don't see, but what we feel participates to our lives.
All right.
So in a way, you're saying, oh, I don't know, a church and then Jesus and what, but even the mere fact that you bought this in Kibeho, because you could buy a rosary in any place, but somehow it was Kibeho. Yeah. Somehow you felt the need for it to have it blessed. And somehow, I don't know exactly, and you don't know, apparently, why your mom carried it with her as she was undergoing treatments, and back you collected it. But I feel like we consecrate our ordinary lives with things that we decide have value.
Yes.
The same way you put together a decor for your home and you decide to hang this piece and this other piece. Some people put pictures, some people put objects. It's an altar. And what is an altar? It's a place that reminds you of the beauty of the divinity inside of you, and you need a physical object to touch and reflect back.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Thank you for this. Is quite intimate.
Yes, it is really. I mean, when I look at it, I don't really look at it come, in chapelet, or it's from, it's all about, Jesus, Christianity, Mary, and whatever. For me, it's more like my mother,
It's your mother.
She's there somewhere. I mean, it doesn't represent my mother, but
you feel her
like
through.
An object that I shared a long time ago with my mother that was important, and it came back to me, and yeah, I feel like God never leaves my side.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So when you travel with it?
Oh, when I travel with it.
With the both rosaries?
Yeah, I mean, it's small, simple in your jewelry box and all that. Doesn't take much space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just knowing it's there,
Shall we keep it on the table?
No.
Okay.
We will figure it out.
Would be a distraction?
No, really, but I don't. At the same time, even though it's important to me, I don't like it to seem like, the whole religious aspect behind it. For me, it's not what is important to me. So keeping
the worshiping.
So keeping it on table for the whole conversation seem like heavy and no.
It's serious, but not that much.
No.
Okay. Thank you for sharing this. And so, the reason why I asked you, how should I address you, was because when I was looking at your Instagram profile, you had many pronouns. And I'm like, Fred, of course, it's easier. Yeah. But then I would like to take this opportunity as I sit with you to both get some education, but also to educate people who are watching us. What does it mean if you put your 3 pronouns, he, she, they, and if I were to email you, so what should I say? What is like the most appropriate way?
So I would say, before I talk about myself, I think pronouns and gender respect is very, very important to people. So I think if people express their gender or how they want to be addressed, and the pronouns and all that, it's something that should be listened to and respected.
Absolutely.
Though we are not all in the same space of understanding how it works and all that. But now when it comes to me personally, I am not a pronoun person.
Okay.
So he, she, they, them, whatever really never matters to me. What matters is sometimes the intention behind it. If sometimes
What do you mean?
If sometimes you're like you use the she because you want to diminish me or show that this is a guy but
Such a girl.
he is such a girl, whatever, then you have a problem with it, or vice versa, if basically whatever. So I really never care and really never pay attention to that. And but then how did I get to that, even to my profile? Because I'm saying it's not important, but it's there,
Yeah, that's why I was about to ask. First, you put it there. For instance, I don't put next to my name whatever pronoun.
Actually remove it. I think after this conversation I will.
Okay.
But why is there? Because
But it could have meant something at some point.
exactly, that's what I want to talk about. And it's also the pressure of the society and sometimes the community, the queer community. There's so much labels and so many things, and sometimes when you are in the queer community, sometimes you feel like, I'm gonna be free, it's a free world, it's free people, we all understand each other, no more judgments and all of that. And sometimes it's not true. Sometimes you are kind of forced to belong somewhere. Are you trans? Are you non-binary? Are you gender non-conform? It's like,
so you meet other codes.
Exactly. And then by reading much, by being in the spaces, because again, I've been an advocate for the queer community for a very long time. So I've had trainings and all of that, and being in these queer spaces, it gives you the feeling of, I need to belong to something. And sometimes it's not all of us. Like for me personally, I feel like sometimes I'm just a human being and I'm just living. I have my masculinity, but I also have my femininity, and I like to express it the way I want to express it. Sometimes I wake up, I wear my male suits, and I'm totally fine, and I feel, gorgeous. I feel all good, like nothing is wrong with me. And sometimes I just wear and dress, and I have no problem with that.
Can I pause there for a second, Fred? I have many queer friends and actually relatives. And the point you just touched upon, which is, I think a human need to belong somewhere. And I will never know for myself what is it to feel like the overall society is not a welcoming place for all of me. Even if to some extent, all of us human beings, there's a dance between belonging and shrinking to fit in. And there are even more layers to it, as some of us born in exile, as some of us traveled, and you feel like there is really no place that is just embracing the whole of you, and maybe it doesn't exist. Anyways, as human beings, we want to belong and to feel part of a group in which we feel safe. And groups have codes, but particularly I am very sensitive to the queer community. I call it, I'm using that word, however broad it is, because I can draw similarities with, feminism as a movement. You have as many forms of feminism as many women. You can meet men and women, by the way. However, I feel like there are still valid reasons for why some people would insist for the pronouns. And it's an interesting one to also see that, you know what? It doesn't really matter to me. Actually, if I put them forth, they can even box me more. But I guess it's also your life experience. Okay, you use them, they don't serve you. How about I ditch them altogether?
Exactly.
But I still feel that for the broader society, it's good to develop a bit of sensitivity to what people want and how they want to be called or addressed, and then finding nuances the way you're bringing them.
And some people don't find the need to necessarily belong to
100%.
something. So I think that was my journey in my queer journey. I think up to today, that person who just feels like I'm just queer, period.
Well,
because I don't really identify myself or find myself as a non-binary, gender conforming, trans or whatever, or cis gay man or whatever. Like, I just want to be, please. Can you let me be? And life goes on, And yeah, so I feel like what is important is, yes, it's important to belong if you want to belong somewhere, and we should respect that. But people should also understand that it's okay if you don't want to,
Yeah.
you know?
And I guess also it's a matter of, in the course of life, one's own life, but also the way society evolves, some people who are, let's say, front runners had to really break walls. And for the sake of it, they had to insist on a few things. That's why I will always have a special love and tenderness for the ones called the aggressive activists, because they take on the fire for all of us.
Yeah.
And yes, go fight for the pronouns and go fight for God knows what. And behind you, I can be soft. I can claim to just be because you took on the fire. So it's also the luxury to be maybe second, third wave. But still, I believe in our society. Fred, you also are. You are a front runner.
Yeah, I heard so. No, yeah, I am. I think for a long time I probably didn't recognize it, or I will hear it, but ça entre dans une oreille, ça quitte dans l'autre. Like, really don't pay attention to this. Doing because I was just living, and didn't really realize the impact it had on other people, especially people in my community, the queer community. And yeah, at some point I understood what I was doing and how important it is.
When you did just that, just out of your own need to be, and in a way you found yourself like leading a movement or a community or being the face off. Really?
I mean, yeah, I lived, and I like I said, I was born and raised in Kigali, so this is where my life was. And I was in, I would say, social media or the media from a very young age, like 17 years old, because I started modeling at 17. So, at the same time, all the social media.
So you were out there.
I was out there. So all the social media platform come out and all that. So it's like I grew with it. People had saw me in my period of, being in the closet, coming out of the closet, starting wearing heels and wigs and makeup. So it's like all my life,
it's out there.
Yeah, toute l'évolution, it's out there. And I think that's how I was also taking people along with me, and inspiring people at the same time.
To be themselves.
Yes. So it really happened naturally,
Organically.
It really happened, yes. And then obviously finding myself in the movement, taking on projects and really, not just living, but also really participating, leading and organizing and all that. Yeah. Maybe it will take us to our second image very soon.
Sure. You wanna
because it's kind of related.
Okay, let me get you the images. So you swipe and get to the one you want us to look at.
It's this one.
Okay. Okay, the Pride.
Yeah. The Pride.
What is this actually? It
was a flyer.
It's a flyer for an event.
It was in June 2022.
This year?
2022.
Oh my God! Yes, 3 years ago.
And it was I would say in Kigali, the first public Pride, like a Pride event open to the public and all that. Before that, I had the opportunity and privilege actually to be part of other Pride's events that were happening in Kigali 2020, 21.
But secretly?
19, but secretly, and mainly organized by experts, in their houses, somewhere in Kimura.
So you have that Muzungu undertones
and if you are friends of friends and all that, you were attending the party, but it wasn't, because of, fear, security and all of that.
Understandably so.
So in
Wait a second. I'm just pausing there. It's also a paradox, or the way it is. An old friend of mine, he was also one of the loudest queer people I've ever known. Binyavanga Wainana, he was a writer. And there's this TED Talk, he's wearing this pink tutu.
Yeah.
And Binya claimed his Kenyanness and East Africanness quite loudly. And sometimes against the movement being hijacked by the West, particularly when it refers to societies that are homophobic. It's like, okay, my people don't claim me, but I claim them. And I'm not gonna alienate myself to you because you're claiming to free me. You don't free me from my own as well. Exactly. So there was this point of friction where it's a fine line to walk. He was quite clear about who he is and who he did not want to become for the sake of being acknowledged. Mm-hmm. But I can also understand why you would not, you would not open it to all, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming back to this flyer, because it's quite spectacular, Fred. Hosted by, you were already an event planner?
Yes,
by
I was
then.
already an event planner.
Fred Rwaka and allies, come on. And then you're wearing this, I don't know, it's a
headpiece.
It's a headpiece made of pearls.
And
then there's a black lace.
It's a black blazer, but with long sleeves, with lace and all that. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's her.
That's her.
That's her. So in 2022.
So what was the reception of it? Yeah. The public comments, the buzz or no buzz, the attendance, the aftermath. So I want to know it all.
So in 2022, I co-founded an initiative called Kigali Pride Initiative with 3 other co-founders. Mm-hmm. And the goal was really to bring out our expertise to the initiative and see how we can use our expertise to work or for the community, and do something for the community. Mm-hmm. And in the co-founders, we have people working in films and movies. We have people who are good in administration. And I was there as a great event planner. Mm-hmm. So our goals was to create a queer film festival, which was actually created.
Oh, that's cool.
Kaze Film Festival.
Okay, it's still going on?
Yes, it happens every year.
Okay.
During Pride Month. And the Kaze Film Festival are to be closed with a Pride event. So having a Pride event had happened in Kigali and I was there, we needed to change something. Okay. And what needed to be changed is that it had to be open to the public and especially to the queer Rwandans that are not as privileged or out there as I am. Exposed and all of that. Really make an event for the community. And I was lucky because I was already working with queer organizations in Rwanda. I was already in the movement, so they knew me and all that. And we brought up this event. It was still indoors. I mean, not in.
Yeah, you're not in the streets of Kigali
not in the streets. But then. Yeah, I mean, the turnout was really great. I mean, a lot of people came. It was no longer a party of elites and experts of Kigali. It was really...
And not a queer only as well.
And not a queer only, because if you see, it's hosted by Fred and allies. And our Pride party is actually one thing that I'm proud of is like, yeah, if you want, you could be like, oh, everybody is here is queer. But it's not true. Like, my sisters personally attended all the Pride events.
Of course.
My friends and whatever, so people.
It's just a good party.
It's just really a great party, and you would see, it was so mesmerizing because by the end of the event, you could see people coming in, the way people came in, how they lived those couple of hours, and when they were leaving, you could see the change in people's eyes and everything. You could see the happiness and everything. For a couple of hours, it was like a new world. It was...
I mean, I don't think it's like... It was, for some people, a new world.
Yeah, and it's not like anything crazy was happening. But, being in... I am popular in Kigali, but still, everywhere that I go, people are staring at me as if it's the first time they see me.
Of course.
And that can be frustrating. So you can imagine being in a space for like hours and nobody's...
Staring at you,
carrying different styles, different people, different genders and sexualities and all of that. It was really amazing. Like you see young adults coming in, you can say, oh, they're living with their parents because they have bags and they're
they change
to change, live their life and then before going back home. And I was like, maybe I was almost like that at some point in life. We all go through that.
Of course.
And no pressure, like everybody every
course.
queer person should live their life
And journey the way they want.
exactly. But it was a great moment for me because for a long time, okay, you're in the movement, you are sometimes the face of the community and all that, but what are you really doing? So me bringing this event with my co-founders to life was like a dream come true, a very huge success, because even up after that, like every year, another Pride party followed. Like this year, we had the biggest. It's like it gets bigger and bigger.
By
You
the
know,
by
in
the
terms of
year.
numbers, the turnout also, and all that. And then when it comes to the backlash, yeah, I mean, I faced backlash in my
Expected.
yeah, but I don't know how I do things sometimes, but
I want to
don't
know
get
how
the-
you
I
do
don't-
things.
I don't get the
I
backlash.
want to know how you do things, Fred.
I think I do more of actions than talk, So some people don't see me doing things, they see things have happened and they've missed out or it's too late. We had really big roles in these Pride events. We would create we would control the media. I'm not this person who is interested into doing this Pride event. I'm going to not only to show that I'm doing great things, but also talk about it. No, I'm thinking about the safety of the people coming there.
First and foremost.
Not everybody want to be out
Exposed.
and all that. So we never advertise in the media that this
That's
event
so
is about
thoughtful,
to
of course.
to happen. At the entrance, we check bags. Like there's no crazy cameras like this coming in. It's on.
So people don't bring in the phones, or
They can bring in the phones, but still, there is consent and all that. It's not like a whole production because we have the reputation of journalists sneaking in events like that, and we've had a lot of other queer events actually in Rwanda that happens every year, or depending on the calendar of whatever. And we see a lot of backlashes because these sometimes are organized also with big organizations about that, and you see the backlash is very huge.
Do you think sometimes I'm interrupting you again, excuse me. Do you think sometimes the big organization kind of manipulate the queer events for a different agenda? Or was it just lack of thoughtfulness?
I don't, obviously you have an agenda. I wouldn't say no.
No, you do. But some other organization might have a different agenda.
No, I'm saying obviously they all have agendas. Obviously, that's when it's very true, and sometimes we might be ignorant about it or don't know that they have different agendas. But I wouldn't really say it's about manipulating. I think movements is very important. We can have the same movement, but every country is different.
Every society is
Every
different.
society is different, and things should be done in the. I believe things should be done in the concepts of where you are
And respect.
people you are. And sometimes these movements are imported. The way it's done there, they want it to be done here the same way. So it took me time to really understand that. But when I did, I mean, sometimes that's why we probably have different rules or how we're going to do things. But I would think this other organization, let's say the Western organization and all that, sometimes maybe the challenge would be trying to import how the movement is done there, than really understanding the concept of here.
Be culturally sensitive.
And how do these people want to do it? How do they think it should be done?
Yes.
And all explore their own environment and know how they want to do their
It is called agency. People need to be running their lives their way.
So I don't think it's manipulation. I think it can be manipulation, but I think it's maybe the really understanding that, listen, different country, this different concept. And please, can we try to sometimes understand our concept? Let's just not read news and television and see how other
Rwanda, blah, blah, blah.
and be like, we're also going to do that. No.
Or France, whatever.
Yeah, how Rwandans do that, it's not how Ugandans are going to do that. It's not even just Europe and America, like different countries, different concepts,
Yes, I agree. Yeah, so I'm coming back to the thoughtfulness when you plan such events to keep everybody safe, and somehow you have managed to make it happen. So that's what my initial question was. It requires to think through so many details, right?
Yes, Yes, and sometimes doubts because I mean, like the first one, you're not sure if people are going to turn out, for example. But also surprised to see so many people even in the closet and all that really turn out because I think I don't know, maybe we'll figure it out in the future. But I think through my journey and all that, I also managed to restore like trust in people. And sometimes one thing I've seen is that if I do events like that and put it out, people come because sometimes they do trust me, you know, and I think it's because, yeah, I think about them, I think about myself, you know, and sometimes
And you bring that care.
yeah, and I think it's the really, really the little things. You know, we all do events and all that, but we're not chasing clouds. You know, we are not doing anything like that. So that's why we don't advertise these things. For example, if pictures come out, it's only for internal use. If we are posting some things, we are asking for for consent to the people. When you enter to the event, there's a big board with rules and regulations of the house, like respect pronouns, for example, ask consent before taking somebody's picture, be respectful of, you know, this and that. So
House rules.
house rules. So people really
Feel taken care of.
taken care of at home, and I think from the first event they see, let's say if we're going to the backlash, they see maybe there is not much, they were protected. It increases their, I would say it really increases their trusts.
Of course.
They just keep coming.
That's how you build trust. I can tell for sure as a woman, I've never attended any of your events, the Pride. I've not your events. Of course, your events, yes, the weddings and other events, because come on, Fred, who would we be without you? At least in this city. But I did attend many Pride events, and actually even going to queer places. And as a woman, the first thing you feel, you just feel safe.
Exactly.
Even if there are other women who are into women, but never this gross masculine predation. So it's a bubble. These are, for me, I believe these are necessary, essential places for a woman's nervous system. Yeah. It's the same as having queer friends as a woman. I mean, I always say if you are a guy, unless you are drunk, straight guy, I mean, unless you are drunk, when is it that I'm going to have a heart-to-heart conversation with a man who is not into me and who is not drunk? Or at wee hours in parties. But then with my queer friends, it's just...
Exactly.
It's the way it is almost always. So best friends, best girlfriends, and still guys. Yeah. Same with my favorite masseur. If he watches this, it seems so intuitive and natural for a woman, at least for me as a woman, to not want to live in a world where queer people will not be out there for us. But I know it's a whole different conversation when it comes to men, and I can only speak from my own perspective. So it's beautiful. This is beautiful. This is, so you have had 2022, 23, 4, 5?
Yes.
So it's been 4.
2024 we did it.
COVID?
Not really COVID, but...
Oh no, so it's not COVID.
Again, I would not like to go too much into it, but it's again safety. There are just those times you feel like it's not the right time, you know? And personally, I was not okay, so I was not ready to do it.
Of course.
And, you know, when planning this, I have my moments of couple of months of like stress and fear and all of that. Like, is it going to happen? And sometimes I go through it, you know. But 2024 was...
You couldn't push through.
I couldn't push through, and it just didn't feel right for me. And I just believe that if I wasn't right, I wasn't going to make it right for the rest of the course. So it didn't happen last year. But this year it happened again, and it just came back stronger and bigger. Plus, we were at a film festival, Kaze Film Festival, that happens 3 days in a row.
So is it a queer-only festival, or?
So it's I mean, it's open to everybody.
Okay.
But what we are showing
the film selection?
Yes, it's African queer films. And the reason Kaze was really created is because growing up in Rwanda, I never really had representation. You know, I feel like
You couldn't see yourself in.
exactly. You know, I couldn't see. I grew up knowing that every time at 12, 14, then 18, I would change and become, you know, heterosexual and masculine. I thought it will come with age because I wasn't really seeing people like me and all of that. Like
I'm laughing, but it's not
no,
funny.
it's very true. And
Oh my
and
God.
growing up, the only thing you know is what they tell you that, oh, this is a Western thing, which is totally not correct. So with Kaze Film Festival, you get to have these queer film, queer African films that are not only current like 2000s or even some of the
Older.
1900s and all that older, where you really see the African queer African people really can relate. Like it's, I still don't get used to it. You know, you see it and you see your people.
like,
You
oh
know,
my
sometimes don't understand their language, but it's an African language and it make you feel different.
You relate.
Yeah, you relate. So it was really the film festival was really for representation and all of that, and obviously putting forward African queer African films, Rwandan film, but because we also have Rwandan queer films by Goy and documentaries, and also put them out there, and yeah, close it with great.